Good morning. Today I'm going to be talking about shotgun shells that when you've messed them up on your press, what do you do with them? Now, I'm just saying this on my behalf. I do this. I'm not saying you should do this, but this is how I take shells that have been ruined or misfed or messed up and take the components out of it and make them and put them back into the process to get them reloaded. So I'm sure if you're reloading a lot, you'll have a box like this. And I've probably got 50 shells in here that I've miscrimped. I've done something wrong with them. Either that or they got caught in the machine incorrect or something. But there's gunpowder and a wad and also pellets in here, shot. And so you don't want to just throw those away. Number one, it's a hazard, so you don't want to do that. But number two, you can reuse that shot and you can reuse the powder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you how I do this. Not that you should do this, but how I do this in order to salvage some of those shells that are messed up. Now I'll just put these up here, maybe a little close. But you might see like something like this. It's got a bad bend in it. Well, I've shot some of these things, some of these shells 10 times. So they tend to lose some of their rigidity. Now these are double A's, and double A's are really good, and most people really like to reload the double A's, and I do too. But after a while they do crimp incorrect. You might get a bad crimp here, but then when you go to size them, they kind of crush in here. There's a lot of different things that happen with these after some use. So what I do is I toss them all into this pile, and then once every couple of months I go through and get the shot and get the gunpowder out of them. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I use a gardening tool, okay? This is an excellent little tool. It's very sharp here. It's rounded. It fits into the shell, and it just seems to work. So what I do, the very first thing I do is I get the shot out, okay? So I take it and I squeeze it, and I just rotate it and squeeze it again, rotate it and squeeze it again, until you see that this starts to balloon out. I do it a couple of more times. I do it over or something like this so I can keep all the shot, and I just dump the shot back into this pile. Then this is the crucial part. Right here, you've got to know where your wad starts and your powder stops. So what I do is I always come in about a ½ an inch above the rim here, the brass rim, and I cut it. And you'll see when I do that, that the wad's still in there. It's still holding in the powder, and it's still in place up here. Yes, I've ruined the wad, no doubt about that. But the wad is a cheap part of this. It's the gunpowder and the lead shot that's the most expensive. So I go through and I grab my pliers, and I used to use a small little set of pliers like this, and just go in and grab it like this and pull it out. So you got to be kind of careful because you don't want to spill your gunpowder. There we go. And there's the gunpowder, and here's what this is. Here's the rest of the wad. I take this and just go ahead and I dump it right back into my reloader and go and throw all of this away. Now, the bad part is, yeah, you're still throwing away a good primer, but you can't get that primer out safely. And so I just suggest take it and throw it away and keep moving forward. So I'll do another one real quick where we'll kind of get an idea, and then we'll go from there. So squeeze it, 3 or 4 times. You don't want to cut through it because you're into your shot shells and you don't want to deform those. Shake it over your container, then about a 1/2 inch up, cut it. There you go, that one went flying. Grab your pliers, take your pliers. Sometimes this is a little hard, so you just have to be kind of careful with it, but inch it out. I should have left that off, but I didn't. Dump it in. So, kind of one way to go ahead and remanufacture and get some of your stuff out of your old bad shells. If you're reloading a lot, you're going to have a box just like this. And it's not good to throw them away. They don't biodegrade very well. And it doesn't help the dump. And you know, you're putting lead back into this system. A lot of places that you shoot, they reclaim the lead. So I try to just reclaim what I can here and reuse it and move forward with it. You know, I'm not telling you should do this. I'm just telling you this is how I do it, and it tends to work for me. If you're reloading as much as I am, you know, I'm shooting Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I'm shooting probably 150 rounds each evening and day, and more on some Saturdays. You know, you're going to go through a lot of reloads, so you're going to have these types of problems. I reload double A's quite frequently, and I reload the Federals, and you know, I think I get a little bit more out of my Federals than I do my double A's. I'm probably real close. Good shells, good double A's, I can get, you know, 8 to 10 reloads out of them. I'm hearing people going, no, you can't do that. You can only get 4 or 5. Well, trust me, I've got some shells that I've reloaded over 10 times. So it's all in how you do it and how good your press is. And I obviously am a big Dillon supporter here. They do make a fantastic shell reloading press, much better than most of the others on the market. So I just want to say thanks for watching, and if there's anything I can do, please email me, and I hope this helps.